Hey guys, what's going on? This is Freedom Johnson. You are tuned in to the REI for Newbies and Skeptics YouTube page. This is a YouTube channel pretty much just to help out new guys and skeptics as well about how to do real estate. Try to make these videos 15 minutes or shorter so they're very precise, no fluff, no BS, just right to it. This topic right here is going to be how to estimate ARVs. So I want to put out some discretionary information. I am an agent and an investor as well. So some of these routes that you guys go, if you do not have MLS access, the question typically is, how do you go about it when you don't have MLS access? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you two ways how to do it when you're using other websites, but also how to use it with the MLS accuracy. So I am a control freak when it comes to data. So I want to know the most accurate information, not roundabouts. So that is why I go the MLS route. That's why I got my license. But if you do not have that, how do you get close to that? So let's just jump right into it. We're going to use a real house out here in the DFW area. That's the Dallas-Fort Worth area because I am an investor agent in Texas. So let's just use it in this area right here. Okay, so let's go to this address right here. We're looking up this address right here, 2032 Hidalgo Lane. All right, so the way that you can go about finding about this property or any other property is, if you get the address, you can take it to three websites. We can take it to Zillow. Okay, as you guys can see, we're on Zillow. We are also on Trulia, and we are also on Realtor.com. Okay, so simply put your address in on Zillow, search for it, give you a Zestimate there. Put your address in on Trulia. It'll tell you what the Trulia estimate is. Go to your Realtor.com. It will tell you what the estimate is. Okay. So now this is ARV. What does ARV? ARV mean after retail value. So what that means is when the house is all pretty and spruced up and fixed up, and we fix that foundation, that roof, or we put granite countertops or whatever it is, what is that house worth? That is ARV. All right. So we've put the address in and we clicked enter already. So it's telling us what the ARV is on these three websites. So the way you go about it, the best way is that you add up the prices on each website and then you divide it by 3. Okay. And that will tell you what the average of that house is. So let's do this in real time. So we are on Realtor. It's telling me that this house is worth 826 grand. So let's pull up our calculator here. Let's put in 826,000. We go to Hidalgo. I'm sorry. We go to Trulia. It tells us that's worth 714,671. So let's add 826 plus 714,671 plus what Zillow tells us is 785,414. Gives me an equal to 2.3 mil. So if I divide that by 3, it's going to average out to 775 grand 361. That is how you do it on that side when you're using estimates. So it tells me that this house is worth 775 grand 361. Now on the MLS, it is telling me that the estimated AVM is between 631 grand and 803 grand. So we're still in a gap, right? So me being an agent, when I go into agent mode and I filter out this house into that area, I get to see what is currently pending and what has recently been sold to the closest estimation of that house, and they tell me what the prices are. So I would put on my agent hat and say, according to these prices. Okay. Now, if I'm an agent, I want to know going off of sold, but I need to be informed about what is currently going on in that market pending, because something may have changed. So as you can see, pending, we have one pending, which means if it closes, that will be the price. So anything could change between pending. The seller may object, the buyer may object. So this is just to tell me when it's pending, if everything goes well, these will be the prices. Sold has told me everything's gone well. This is the hard data of what it has gone for. Now, as you can tell on this property detail, the year, the bath, the beds, square footage, how many stories of all that matters. So I've already done that. So I've got a 5,000 square foot property. So as you can see, the square foot on this one that has sold already, sold for almost $1 million, but it's 600 square feet bigger. So I'm really not going to be considering that one. The years are very close, so we're good there. So I'm really looking at these two here, considering these three here. So if I'm an agent and I'm probably going to try to list this house at, I would say, 725 grand. 725 grand is what I think the house would could be listed for. And now maybe the buyers end up outbidding each other, and if they end up outbidding each other, it could go for 925 grand. Who knows? But if I'm going to list this house, I would try to list this house around $725,000. Now remember, we did our calculations because that's what I believe the ARV is, right? But remember, we did our calculations. It's telling me that probably go for 775. Now that's not to say that that is wrong, but this is why hard data helps me make my decisions instead of estimates, because I can really see what's going on in that neighborhood and what has currently sold and pended. So if I go this route with Trulia, Zillow, and Realtor, add those numbers up, divide them by 3, I get this information. You could go that route. So if you want to go the route of using those websites, you can definitely do so. If you do not, though, then what you might want to consider is becoming friends with other agents. And one of these ways to do that is simply call someone up and say, hey, I'm an investor out here. I'm interested in the area, and I just want to know if you could represent me when I buy these houses. And that will incentivize an agent to say, absolutely, yeah, I'd love to. That way, whenever you find a house, you can give it over to them. Say, hey, 123 Main Street. Curious, can you tell me what this house is sold for? What this house will sell for, completely fixed up. What you could do to take it a step further is see if you have a friend, an agent. Maybe they can sign you up and have you be one of their assistants so that they can personally give you their access to the MLS, so you can do that yourself. So you can see the data yourself. What I can tell you is some of the objections that you may face. Some people may say no. So that's one objection, right? But also, if you don't know any agents, simply just start going to real estate event network groups, meetups, seminars. Start to network, find people, take them out to coffee or dinner a few times, become friends with them, and then that'll help you whenever you do ask them that question. Hey, can you represent me? Or can I have be an assistant on your MLS access so that I can use this myself? Because if you just want to know ARVs all the time and you call this agent and they keep sending you ARVs of properties and you never buy anything, well, then they're not incentivized to really start working with you. So if you become their assistant and you have their access to it, well, you're more inclined to do these things yourself, which really doesn't eat up their time, but you can also get to see what the hard data is when you go the MLS route. But if not, again, you do have those 3 websites. You have Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com. So that is a quick and dirty route on how to find out what the ARVs are in this area. So If you guys like this video, man, just send a like, put a comment below. You can also go to our Facebook page and sign up to our mailers list, where you can start to get a lot of this updated information as we put these things fresh out on the press. You guys will be the first ones to get this. I hope this was helpful. This is Freedom Johnson signing off. You guys have a blessed day.